Hey, I didn't quite see you there. I'm Mr. McCoy. I was reading this book, Lord of the Flies. I'm the athletic director here and head of security.
I'm Mr. Wallace, assistant principal. We're here to make a quick little video, tell you guys a little bit about the upcoming SBAC test.
SBAC. Can you tell us, what is SBAC?
Yes, actually, SBAC, some people call it the Smarter Balance Test or the CAASPP, C-A-A-S-P-P. It's a standardized test that's given in California and a lot of other states. It's supposed to test student achievement and problem-solving skills.
Who takes
it? Yeah, it's a big deal. All of our middle schoolers, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, and then also the 11th graders.
Seniors don't take it.
Seniors don't take it, 9th and 10th graders don't take it.
So what's happening on that test? Like, what is the test like? What does that entail?
So it's all on the computer, and it's just for math and ELA, or English.
Okay.
There are two different parts for each math and for English. One of them is called the CAT, or Computer Adaptive Test, which basically means that when you start answering questions right, it starts giving you harder questions. Or if you start answering them wrong, it gives you easier questions. So it adapts to kind of find the right level. It's supposed to be better at really determining your success in different areas. So there's both of those. There's one of those in English and math. And then there one's called the performance test, which has kind of longer questions that you have to solve as well.
When do we take that?
Yes, absolutely. It's coming up. That's the week of May 6th. But we do not do the test on Wednesday, so it's May 6th and 7th, and then Wednesday is a normal school day, and then it goes back and we do it again that Thursday and Friday, so 9th and 10th. And then the following week we'll do any makeups if somebody's absent. Do it the next week, and it's not a problem. We'll fit it into their normal schedule.
So we're going to try to power it all in.
Yeah, we really want to set it up in a way so that all the students are as successful as we can be. And one way to do that is not push too much on them each day. So they'll do one of the English tests one day, and then the other English test the next day, and then Wednesday is a normal school day, and then math. One math test one day, then a math test the other day. Each student who's taking the test, again, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 11th grade, each of them is done at lunchtime every day that week. So they don't have any of their normal classes. They're just doing the test up until lunchtime, and then they're done. Yeah, they can go home at lunch.
That's a deal.
Yeah, the students who are not taking the test have their normal schedule.
What happens if they do well? What does that look like?
Yeah, that's a good question. So there's what happens for the students, and then what happens for the school, right? So for the students, first of all, they're going to be scored immediately by their teachers based on how hard they're trying, what their behavior is like during the test. So if you're doing a good job working hard on the test, it's kind of a nice grade boost for everybody. The scores themselves for the test aren't released until the summer. So it's not like you'll finish the test and say, how'd I do? You won't know until the summer. But then what happens is the school gets those scores, and we'll do a few things for them. For one, we're setting the class schedule for next year, and how well you do on that test will help determine what classes you get into. So there might be some honors classes or special classes like that that you can do if you do well on the SBAC, right? For 11th graders, it's also really important. Some colleges are actually using them when you apply for colleges. So if you do well, it could increase your chances of getting into colleges or scholarships. And it also helps once you go to college. A lot of students, if they didn't do well on it, they go to college and they have to take what they call remedial classes, which are basically like lower level math classes or lower level English classes before they can take the real college classes. But if you do well on the SBAC, you can skip those, so you can show up to college and you're ready to go. For all the other students, regardless of grade, everybody who does really well on it, we're going to have a special Santa Cruz trip, like a little field trip, just for fun, at the beginning of next school year in August. So that's for anybody in any grade who takes it, who scores what they call meeting the standards or exceeding the standards. There are different levels of categorization. You have to meet and or exceed the standards in both math and English. And if you do that, then you'll be eligible to go on this field trip. Or anybody who just does better on both sections than they did last year. So maybe you're not quite exceeding the standards yet, but you did better on math and better on English than last year, then absolutely you're welcome to do that as well. All right. So lots of great things for the students. And then overall for the school, it just looks really good for our school. That's one of the ways that people who are not familiar with BayTech judge how well everyone at our school is doing. And we know that we've been really successful this year, that the students are learning and growing a lot.
Absolutely.
And one of the ways you can show that is the students doing really well on the SBAC test. So it's a really good thing for our school when people do well.
You kind of touched on it briefly, but just really, before we let them go, just trying to drive home that point of how important it is for our students to really get a good night's rest, get a good breakfast, and really be ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so many of the things they've been doing in their classes, and not even just their English and math classes, but all their classes this year and previous years, or helping them get better at these certain academic skills. So they've been working on it for years, not just for the test, but if they've been working hard in their classes, it shows well for the test. And a good night's sleep, getting a good breakfast, maybe bringing some snacks with you that day, those kind of things will really help. If you have any questions about the test, feel free to call the office at BayTech. And it's going to be a great day.
Go Eagles!